Have you ever wondered how much of your personal information is floating around in the vast expanse of the digital world? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? It's a thought that can keep you up at night if you delve too deep into it. In our increasingly interconnected world, the concept of privacy is becoming more and more elusive. Every click, every search, every digital transaction we make is leaving a trail of digital breadcrumbs that major corporations and the U.S. government are all too eager to collect. Take the case of Cambridge Analytica, for example, a company that harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook's users without their consent and used it for political advertising. It's a classic example of how our personal information can be misused by corporations for their own gain. And it doesn't stop at corporations. Our own government isn't above using our data for their own purposes. Remember the Edward Snowden case? He exposed how the National Security Agency was indiscriminately collecting the phone records of millions of innocent Americans. It's a clear violation of our right to privacy, yet it happened, and it continues to happen. Or consider the recent revelations about Amazon's Alexa. It turns out that Amazon employees were listening in on the private conversations of Alexa users. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? That our everyday conversations could be monitored by a corporation for their own purposes. But perhaps the most chilling example of data misuse comes from China. The Chinese government is using facial recognition technology to monitor its citizens, tracking their every move, and even predicting their behavior. It's the stuff of dystopian nightmares, yet it's happening right now. These examples are not isolated incidents, they are part of a larger trend. A trend where our personal information is becoming a commodity, a tool to be used and abused by corporations and governments. It's a trend that's threatening our freedom, our privacy, and our rights. So, what can we do about it? We must take a stand. We must demand better from our corporations and our governments. We must demand transparency and accountability. We must educate ourselves about the risks and take steps to protect our data. Use privacy-focused tools and services. Use strong, unique passwords. Be mindful of what you share online. Remember, in this digital age, your data is your most valuable asset. Protect it, because if you don't, someone else will exploit it. It's time to take back control of our data. It's time to reclaim our privacy. Because our privacy is not a luxury, it's a right. And it's a right worth fighting for.